Okay, this is Will Knight, and we're back with another podcast, and we are in Kentucky. So our guest for today is
Jessica Dawkins.
So Jessica, how you doing today?
I'm good. I just wanted to point out that you're in Louisville, which is in Kentucky,
That is correct.
but there is a distinction.
That is true.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Where are we at right now?
Well, you're currently on the grounds of historic Locust Grove,
Okay.
which is a National Historic Landmark,
Okay.
which means the federal government felt it was important enough to to serve the public trust in perpetuity. Meaning that nationally this site is significant as a place of preservation and education.
Okay.
And we are also a Louisville Metro Park,
Really?
which means that we are open to the public every day of the year from dawn to dusk, open for all people. We have 55 acres of public land that has the Historic House Museum,
All right.
which we'll go through. It also has a visitor center with a museum store. We're a historic house museum, so we offer all the basics, house tours, field trips, fun events and programs that serve our mission. But we also have many outbuildings
Okay.
that really kind of immerse your experience in what it was like to live or be a part of this place when it was a farm.
Okay.
Now, I told you what Historic Locust Grove is as an organization,
Yes.
but really we are on land that was stewarded by the Shawnee and Cherokee for millennia.
Okay.
We are at the Falls of the Ohio, which is the first natural stopping point between the Northeast and where the Mississippi lands in the Gulf. So you can get on a boat in Pittsburgh and go all the way to New Orleans, but you have to stop at the Falls of the Ohio.
Really?
The river drops 28 feet within
Okay.
2 miles, and it used to be waterfalls.
Okay.
But now it's all regulated with locks and canals. So naturally, with first French explorers that came through here, as they're going down the Ohio River, you have to stop. And this has always been a meeting place, a passing through for travelers, and some of us just stay forever.
And this is one of the gems of Louisville.
Oh yes, well we're its premier historic house museum.
Okay.
Louisville doesn't have a history museum. Kentucky doesn't have a state museum.
All right.
So the history of our city has been told through the majority of historic house museums.
Okay.
This particular one is significant because of who lived here. It was the founder of Louisville, George Rogers Clark,
Okay.
who was a general in the Revolutionary War. He's known as the father of the West. But basically, it was George Rogers Clark who secured the Northwest Territory for the nation, and that would consist of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, and much lands. And by secured, we're talking about colonization and genocide of the
Okay.
indigenous people
Yeah.
removed from the area.
Right.
It was a obvious war campaign from before the Revolution and even after to settling west.
Yeah.
But George Rogers Clark was also the founder of our city. It was his little brother, William Clark, that went across with his friend Meriwether Lewis. You've heard of Lewis and Clark?
Yes. Yes.
Same family. This is the
Okay.
Clark family.
Okay.
So Clark's sister lived here. At the end of his life, he had lost a leg, was in debt, and just generally surly, and came here to live with his sister and lived the rest of his years and died here.
Okay.
So now we are open as a site of historic preservation and history education, but also just as a resource for the people of Louisville. Our motto is where Louisville begins, but I also like to say this is where Louisville begins for you.
Yes.
So
definitely.
if you come here, what do you see?
Gardens, beautiful gardens, a lot of land.
Land, greenery, flowers, the bounty of Kentucky,
Yeah.
and what Louisville has to offer. Just right over the ridge within a mile is the Ohio River.
Okay.
And this property was something like 700 acres originally, so
Yeah.
it stretched from that side of the road all the way to the river. And all that same land today, well really since it was the original property, the who's who of Louisville lives on original Locust
Yeah.
Grove land.
Okay.
It has always been the best piece, the best
Yeah.
plot. And that's why I like to say it's really sacred ground, because not only we're not significant because of the important people that came here, it's the land that brought them,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so what you see is our native grasses, our native plants, our native trees. You will see lots of creatures here, from spiders and snakes to deer, and we even had a couple bear cubs this year
really?
after a flood.
Okay.
They probably found their way out of a little ravine between here and ended up in a tree. But the tradition of Kentucky, when you think about Kentucky, what comes to your mind is that rolling bluegrass.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so this is a public space that immerses you in not just where we come from,
Right.
but where we can go to.
Now, on this land, is there a distillery?
There is. Let's walk to it. So I mentioned some outbuildings. This way you'll see the house, the historic house.
Okay.
It was built by William Cron, who was I would say colleague. He fought with him in the Revolution with Clark in Washington. He was part of the Virginia Regiment. You might want to cut that out because I'm not sure.
Okay.
But after William Cron, you're good to go. I know he built it. See, well, let's walk this way. Let's take the long way. The family cemetery is behind us.
All right.
When you came to the property, you generally came from the river.
Okay.
So this is technically the back porch,
Got it.
but most people would come here. I heard that they built the back porch after George Rogers Clark lost his leg,
Okay.
as a place to sit and watch. And people would, of course, come up and see the famous General Clark. To the left is a small well and the dairy.
Okay.
Behind the dairy is a long building of 3 sites inside. The hearth kitchen,
Okay.
the wash house, and the smoke house. So laundry, meat preservation, and cooking. And on the other side of it is the ice house.
Okay.
Ice was harvested from the Ohio River, kept down in the ground, packed in hay, and it would stay that way. It's pretty nice to scream into.
Right.
But the hearth kitchen is one of our most activated spaces. Every single field trip that comes on site, they experience cooking in the hearth kitchen. So they'll be a part of helping cut potatoes and onions and bacon cooked over the fire in a cast iron skillet. And they'll also get cornbread with maple butter, things that were commonly made. You can step inside. So this is an active space. We light the fires a lot and it gets very hot. There is a loft up here.
Okay.
2 people. Now, obviously, just like every inch of Jefferson County in the state of Kentucky, or the Commonwealth of Kentucky itself, this is a site of enslavement. Okay. People were enslaved here from when it was built until they were emancipated in the 1850s.
Okay.
Louisa Brown was one of the women who cooked here, and then also Sam Cron. After emancipation, he created some really incredible restaurants and was kind of famous down in New Orleans for, I think it was like oysters and ice cream, not together, separately. But what I find amazing is that the Food and Beverage Museum in New Orleans is on the site of Sam Cron's restaurant.
Okay.
He's going to New Orleans tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be in New Orleans tomorrow.
So this place is where he started cooking. And so the Food and Beverage Museum in New Orleans is on the site of his restaurant.
I have to see that now.
See how the ancestors bring you together?
How interesting.
I know. Little leaves,
Yeah.
that's a locust tree.
Okay.
You will see those everywhere.
All right.
I do think it's funny, Deborah, for you, after the hearth kitchen is the wash house, and laundry was probably one of the most difficult jobs for any person. I'm pretty sure the laundresses were the first in the United States to strike. And this is why I don't ever want to go back in time.
Yeah.
Laundry.
Right.
Like we just throw it in a box and push a button and it's done.
Yes.
Soap is made of lye and grease. copper boilers, boiling water. Laundry is awful back in the any time before right now.
Right, yeah.
So the wash house and the smokehouse, meat preservation was crucial for survival, especially through the winter.
Okay. Now, what are we looking at here? The smokehouse, right?
Yeah. So you would hang meat, and
Okay.
just like your smoker at home, exactly the same, but in a
Okay.
building.
Okay.
So you really want that limestone,
Yeah.
and you want wood to be able to hang the meat from, and then smoke with charcoal, wood,
Yeah.
whatever you can.
Wow, this is amazing.
And the ice house is here. I don't know how much you'll be able to see. You're pretty tall, Will, so
Yeah, I'm kind of 6'4",
it goes down.
192 centimeters,
Oh, to be precise.
to be precise.
It goes down about 20 feet, maybe
Oh,
more.
okay. All right. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's deep.
It's good for Halloween. But you see how far down it goes.
Yes. And this was built with the property itself.
A lot of the tops of the buildings have been recreated over time, but the foundations never go away here.
Yeah.
There's been incredible archaeology, again, because of the significance of George Rogers Clark.
Yeah.
They've paid a lot of attention to this property, but it was privately owned until the 1960s, and we actually just celebrated our 60th anniversary as a museum.
Okay.
So this meadow is normally a pollinator meadow. You can see the trails that are cut through it, and this was we're trying to restore a historic orchard because we distill.
Ah, okay.
So our figs are here. You'll find a lot of educational food beds.
Yeah.
So the orchard will have fruit trees, apple, peach, cherry.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah. We just got a couple pawpaw trees the other day.
Okay.
Yes, we did. I'm very excited about that. So you'll see in all of these gardens that we'll pass will have food in them. Herb garden.
Okay.
This is Louisa's house.
Okay.
So a recreation of a cabin enslaved people would have here with a kitchen garden because Louisa was so involved with the cooking.
Yes.
A corn crib is that outbuilding. That's basically just a barn where you house your product, your
Okay.
crop. And you kind of can see it there through the weeping willow. That's the spring house.
Okay.
So there's a little run, and when it rains or floods, it looks like a creek,
Okay.
but there's a little run that comes up from the hills behind it. We have 55 acres total, so back in the forest are urban trails.
Okay.
I won't say hiking,
Okay.
but
Just trails.
It's trails that can make you out of breath depending on how you take them. But I've been hiking in the mountains, and
Yeah.
that's not a mountain, but it
Okay.
is urban trails. So the spring house, Louisa's house, and then directly ahead is the distillery. Now this is the part of bourbon that you don't really learn at the big experiences.
Okay.
I always like to say that we're the origin trail.
Okay.
Like I survived the origin trail,
Yeah.
only it's not Oregon. It's the origin of bourbon.
Okay.
So bourbon comes about because of crop management. See the squash?
Yes.
So
We're
if-
looking at vegetable squash garden.
Oh yes, this is like a typical kitchen garden
Okay.
with seasonal foods, squash. There's weeds in there. Don't take pictures of the weeds. Lots of berries.
Okay.
Because if you're preserving for the winter, if it's berries, you're talking about syrups and preserves.
Yes.
But what else can you make from fruit? Brandy, something called apple jack,
Okay.
or cherry bounce, which was George Washington's favorite drink. It's a little nipper. It's a good
Yeah.
one. But it's a fermented, thick alcohol that comes from fruit liqueur.
Okay.
So in Kentucky, in early Kentucky, there's very little physical money. Now, Louisville was a city founded in 1778. Kentucky doesn't become a state until 1792. So we were a city in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Okay.
We are part of the 13 original colonies. And it wasn't until 1792 that we became our own. The District of Kentucky formed its own state out of the Commonwealth of Virginia. So
Okay.
that's why we're one of the 4th Commonwealths. So at the time, we were a major stop, again, on the Ohio River. People are moving westward and expanding faster than we can keep up. But they need barter system.
And this is why people say, I'm from Louisville and not from Kentucky.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. It's just like Chicago. People say, oh, I'm from Chicago.
Yeah,
I'm not from Illinois.
You did not tell me you come from Illinois.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago.
Yeah. Exactly the same sentiment.
Okay. All right.
Exactly the same sentiment. So there's very little money here. So our
Okay.
entire economy runs on what you can trade.
Okay.
And in Kentucky, that trade was centered around liquor, which you can distill yourself,
Okay.
and people
All right.
that you can make more of all the time. Right? Our
Yes.
economy was based on a system that individuals could prosper if they had a farm or a plantation.
Okay.
Now, the difference between a farm and a plantation is kind of like the difference between a nonprofit and a corporate.
Okay.
A corporate pays its dividends to its shareholders. A nonprofit, everything goes back into the business.
Okay.
A farm,
Yes.
they're not exporting major
Right.
goods,
Yeah.
right? They might sell a little corn here and there,
Yeah.
but they're not producing. Hemp was probably the largest cash crop
Yeah.
at the time for Kentucky. So a lot of hemp plantations were corporate endeavors where the shareholders, the family, would receive the benefits from.
Okay.
A farm like Locust Grove is much smaller. It did not matter on the experience for the people enslaved here, but
Okay.
that's what you're dealing with. So crop management, in order to preserve the corn, corn liquor, you could distill a barrel of it, and that's what Abraham Lincoln and his dad used to cross the Ohio River to get from Kentucky to Indiana. They
Yeah.
traded in corn liquor or whiskey, right? So bourbon comes about as a byproduct of crop management
Okay.
of the frontier of Kentucky, where the economy relied on bartering
Okay.
of goods.
All right.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So here we have a 1790s copper pot still. I am nearly positive that only Mount Vernon and
Okay.
historic Locust Grove distill using fire.
All right.
Nobody else wants to use fire because the whole thing could blow up.
Yes, that is correct.
But this is a firebox down
And
here.
there was no fire
and
department
on
at the
side.
time. There was just
Correct.
buckets, buckets of water.
Correct. Yeah. So the copper pot still is up here.
Okay.
You can see the little plumbing up in the
Yeah.
corner. There's water is plumbed to here, and you boil it. It goes through the still like the normal process, but as you can see, it goes down into the barrel, and that barrel has a little spigot on it into a little box there. So if we fire up we've made several batches of, we've had whiskey, Bounce, Jack, Applejack. We made a batch of absinthe. I think there have been some clear liquors like
Now, absinthe was used for pain medication?
as an all alcohol used for pain
that is
medication.
true.
It's a French delicacy.
Draw your sorrows, right?
I was not here. I started in January of 2025, so I have yet to see us make a batch.
Okay.
What I do know is that, one, we don't have a craft distiller's license, so we can't finish the product.
Got it.
It's educational. You can take it up to a certain point, but it has to have somewhere to go. A local distillery has to be prepared to take what we make
Okay.
and barrel it into something that can age or be used.
Yeah.
So we can only take it so far, and then we have to have it ready to make sure somebody else can finish it for
Got
us.
it. Okay.
But when we do fire it up, it's we go ahead and sell tickets for the special experience during the day. We have a great partnership with the Heaven Hill brand to produce experiences that attach to theirs, specific distillery tours. But I will tell you, it is very difficult work. So to make a mash, which now you've taken a distillery tour,
Yes,
right? You
yes.
see the big mash tubs.
Yes. Yes.
That's done here with a barrel and a mash rake
Oh, okay.
by hand. If it's 1790, you don't have a big mash tub.
Right. It's just the barrel.
and a mash rake.
Okay.
It's physically like churning butter, very
Yeah.
difficult, and you don't stop until it's done.
Okay. Wow.
So I think the next time we're going to fire it up is for a bourbon and brass event in November.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the pavilion, that's the rest of the outbuildings. We have the
Okay.
cemetery, the pavilion. Our bees are over here.
Okay.
You see all the goldenrod, the state flower of Kentucky, blooming on the
Yes.
edges.
Just the most Kentucky place possible.
I know. That's what I love about it. Museum store.
So you have bees, you have honey.
We
and
have
you sell
gardens.
the honey. Do you sell any of the produce?
No, we work with a community garden in, it's called the Sacred Earth Community Center.
Okay.
And it's in the west end of town, which is a highly segregated, highly impoverished,
Yeah.
marginalized neighborhood. A lot of these kids have never seen fruit or vegetables grow on a vine
Yes.
or a bush. And so we have an educational program with them. This fall, they're going to take everything that we harvest and make food with it.
Okay.
So in the fall, when it's harvest time, they learn how to preserve and prepare.
Yes.
But in the springtime, they'll come help get the beds ready.
Okay.
Plant
So
the
they do come
seeds.
out here.
Oh, they will in the spring.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, the educational beds are really important to me. And it came from one experience. I worked in a historic house in Frankfurt, and there was a historic garden. It's well known, and there is a very old blueberry bush, as tall as you, maybe taller. And we had these kids come from an after-school program, and I was like, "Okay, it's time to pick the berries," and the look on their faces to recognize a blueberry that you get from the store.
Right.
That they were like, we just grab it.
Right.
Like
right.
they didn't physically know
Yeah.
how to pick it. And then they're like, we eat it? They thought, like, does it need to be washed?
yeah.
Is it going to kill us? Like, they were very apprehensive and very
Yeah.
nervous about it. And the minute those blueberries hit their mouths, it was like fireworks.
And it was not the blueberries that you buy at the store.
No, they were grown on our property.
Right.
And I said, you know what? Have at it. And there were 15 kids. They took every blueberry off and they ate them. And it was honestly one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had.
Okay.
So to me, history is not just about like who lived here and what they do.
Right.
It's just ways of the past that we don't get to experience anymore.
Yes.
Reading a book. Nobody wants to do laundry with lye soap, but we should have educational gardens,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's it for All About Nothing, and we'll see you guys next week.